What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, and I think this is going to be my last video of the night, if I can help it. Meaning, I'm not hit with any unexpected nonsense. Democrats throw nonsense like monkeys throw poop. I'm riding in my car, next you know, they right on my window, on my windshield. Got to get the poop off. They're always throwing nonsense around, just like a bunch of clowns, like a bunch of monkeys in the zoo, and watch them. Oh, he called us all monkeys, okay? Well, I'm not applying that to just a certain race or anything. I'm applying that to a certain group of politicians who do stupid, dumb things, okay? Who act like monkeys in a zoo, who don't come with any practicality, no logic. They're not looking out for American citizens. And they're also being assisted by another group of monkeys, which is the funky, crooked, dirty, nasty liberal media. Okay. Matter of fact, I would even go so far as to say that the Democrats, they're like chimpanzees, but the liberal media is like silverbacks. Okay. I mean, these aren't just your average monkeys. You know, these are the big ones, because if it wasn't for them running interference for the Democrats, they would be exposed, and people that are manipulated and under their spell would let them have it. Their party would fold immediately. Now, speaking of the media, let's talk about this wall situation. I hear that CNN wanted to interview this TV station, or I guess a local TV station, about the wall. So they requested a reporter from them. You know, can we talk to one of your reporters? Sure. But the reporter apparently replied and said, now listen, our position on the wall is we think the wall will work. We done talked to the local border patrol here, and they're all for the wall. We think it'll work. So CNN was like, never mind. So the local station blasted them, put them out there like, yo, CNN reached out to us, one of the reporter. We said we don't agree with the narrative. And then, of course, you know, they turned our little, you know, request down. They're like, yeah, we want you to come. But then when we said we're not going to comply with your narrative, they're like, yeah, get out of here. So they sent out an invitation and then withdrew it, I guess. Now, that's kind of like how you know they're crooked. I'm going to tell you why. When people want to do dirt, they don't go to the person who's going to say, dude, what are you doing? You can't do that. Let's just say somebody wanted to get into a fight, and they're like, man, dude, when I see that cat, man, I'm knocking him out. You're not going to tell that to your friend that goes to church every Sunday and is always praying and fasting, because that person's going to rebuke you. They're going to say, dude, you can't do that. Let's pray. And you don't want to pray at that time. You don't want to hear that. You want to go to war. If you see a hot chick and you're like, man, should I go over and holler at her? I would. You're going to ask that guy who you know is going to say, do it. Hey, if you out with your girls and you like, girl, I can't believe that she up here, you know, she was looking at my man. What should I do? Should I go over and smack her face? Well, you're not going to ask your holier than thou friend, should you smacketh thou faceth? You're going to ask your homegirl that's straight down with it all the time. Like, girl, you know what's up? Go ahead and smack that chick. I got your back. That's how people are, because they know who to ask to do dirt and who not to. You know your friends, the ones that's going to get in your grill and say, no, you're not going to do that. That's horrible. Versus the ones that's going to do what you got to do. That's what CNN did. They thought that they could find some people who would be like, yeah, I mean, that's just ridiculous to build the wall. But soon as they didn't get the response they wanted, they're like, you're not the friend that's going to encourage me to do dirt, okay? You're not going to back my narrative, so I don't want your opinion. Get out of here. And that shows that they have a funky, crooked motive. Now, the Democrats are running around talking about this is not a crisis. Nancy Pelosi was just on TV the other day, and she's now starting to say, well, we do need some type of wall, but we want it to be an invisible wall. I'm like, how's that work? Mimes? Are we going to... You know, is that what we're doing now? Huh? Invisible walls? That's it now? Yeah, I don't understand what she's talking about. She's throwing out like futuristic technology. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe like drones and like invisible, you know, walls, and where we can just increase the, a whole bunch of jargon that uneducated people or ignorant people, willful ignorant people might sound like, oh, yeah, see, hear that? So, yeah, that sounds good to me. Yeah, that's what we need. We got to focus on technology. The type of technology, I guess, that she's suggesting is futuristic. Is this some type of invisible wall or barrier where you're touching? Are she trying to buzz or zap the illegal immigrants from coming across because they can't see it, like a bug light or something, an invisible electric wall or something. She's crazy, y'all. Did you hear her up there? She just trailed off and started mumbling stuff and mumbo jumbo, man. Mumbo jumbo. I'm like, I don't speak moon man, Nancy. This is America, greatest country on the planet. Okay, we need a wall. But of course, she knows the heat is on her because now all of these Border Patrol people are coming out and saying, look, man, we need a wall. I just saw a guy on Tucker Carlson. His name is Victor Villa. Was shot 3 times. And he's Mexican. He was shot 3 times and by the drug cartel while his partner got murdered. And he was on there talking about how we need a wall and it's personal. Now you're hearing all these people that have real life experience on the border talk about we need a wall. And then you hear the Democrats get up and talk about it's not effective, it won't work. Says who? That's news to me. I know I don't want to be confronted with a big fat wall. I mean, do you understand all of the trouble, all of the resources you got to have that to drill through a huge wall like that or go under it or whatever? It will make trafficking people across the border a lot more difficult than having nothing. That's all I'm saying. Right now, all we got is air. This between us and the Mexican border in so many parts. And I guess Nancy, she doesn't see that. She doesn't understand that a wall will make a big difference. And apparently it's not a crisis. In fact, there was one lady on TV from California, a senator from California, which I don't even know why they have representatives in California. Their representatives care nothing about their people. They're giving away free health care to all of the illegal immigrants. They got just the streets are filled with homeless people, poop, drug needles, everything. They're talking about tax and gas. And I mean, I don't know what in the world are people doing in California? Why are they voting for these people? I really don't understand. And yet this lady gets on there and says, by Donald Trump keeping the government shut down going on, it's like political terrorism. See, it's mess like that that give politics a bad name. Political terrorism. Can they dig up the most heinous words possible to make all the people who are ignorant to their plan and the diabolical scheme go, terrorism? What? That's crazy. Donald Trump needs to... Yeah, see, that's what they're doing. They're using all the inflammatory language like that. Or how about this? The one lady from, I think she might be from Detroit. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Pramila Jahalapalana. Well, she was on CNN, and the guy, just baited her right into a narrative. Do you think that by Donald Trump pushing for a wall and all of his followers that maybe they might just be concerned about people of color? Oh, yeah, definitely they're concerned about people of color. And this fits right into Donald Trump's narrative of trying to, make sure that America stays pure, meaning shutting out all people of color and making it real impossible for people to come here legally. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He has never said anything about people coming here legally. In fact, he encourages people to come here legally. But I think it's the Democrats that want to make that process so weak that it encourages people to come here illegally. And so for them to come on and throw stuff up like that it is racially motivated, when 50% of the Border Patrol are Mexicans who are saying we need a wall. This is one of them scenarios where I appeal to the logic of normal people watching this. When they hear Democrats push that narrative and then they see, I wonder if they even watch other things besides CNN and MSNBC. Because I'm going, look at all the people on TV talking about this that have real experience and interact at the border. Do you see a bunch of white guys like, yep, let me tell you something, we better get all the darn Mexicans out of here because these are Mexican brothers and sisters down there. And so for them to be saying that, it must be serious. In fact, for them to say that this is not a crisis, and yet we have roughly, they don't even know, like 20 million illegal immigrants. That tells us it's been a crisis for the last 20, 30, 40 years. Or we wouldn't have 20 million roughly, or give or take, millions of illegal immigrants running around the United States. At what point did you come to the realization that this is a problem? What, after 10,000, maybe? Oh, wait, a million? Okay, nah, that ain't enough for it to be a crisis. 2 million. Okay, all right, no, we good. It's 10 million? What? Okay, just we still let it go. 12, 13, 14? Wait, you telling me we don't even know how many over here right now? Man, yeah, it's not a crisis, no problem. We're still good. Yes, yeah. At what point do you realize that your house is filling up with water from the basement before you plug the leak? 2 inches, 4, 5 inches. Or how about the whole basement's flooded, but it hasn't hit your upper level yet, so you're not concerned about it. You're like, don't worry about it. Until it hits the kitchen, we're good. Oh, it's in the kitchen? Man, that's crazy. Well, you know what? We'll just spend all our time upstairs, and then it hits upstairs. What point do you wake up and say, this is a problem, we need to plug the leak and stop it, or it's going to get worse? See, that shows the intelligence of the Democrats, okay? Something's going on up top, all right? Meaning either they real dumb or they got another ulterior motive. And I think it's the latter. So for them to push all of these stupid narratives out there that it's racially motivated, that the wall won't work, that this is political terrorism, what they're going to do is force the president to pull the trigger on the executive order. And he keep warning them. See, he giving it's like your parent warning you're going to get whooped. He's warming up the people to get ready. Hey, look, I'm trying to do a deal, but they ain't working with me. Now, they're going to make me, I don't want to do it. He keeps saying it. I don't want to do this. That's like your mom when she finally whoops you when you're a kid and she said, you know what, now I didn't want to do that, but you brought that on yourself. But she's been warning you the whole time. You better sit your tail down. You better go over there sometime. You know what, I told you. How many times I got to, okay, see, what you going to make me do is come, okay, hold on for a second. And she gets that belt and you're like, I done went too far. So I don't want to hear the Democrats whining about nothing when the president have to pull this trigger because they don't want this thing to go through anyway. They are complete obstructionists. They're in the way. That should be their nicknames, in the way. They're just in the way all the time. Excuse me, in the way? Excuse me. Can I speak to in the way? Yeah, that's what they are. They're constantly in the way. So you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. I just hope that people are not falling for the bull crap, the propaganda, and all of the downplaying of the severity of the situation. When you got people being killed, whether it's by accident from an illegal immigrant or on purpose. One person is one person too many. I'd be darned. Somebody come over here and kill me that shouldn't have been here in the first place. And for Nancy Pelosi to downplay it during her press conference when they brought up the police officer, like, well, I'll tell them like I told Donald Trump. I mean, what he's proposing won't stop what's going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. Well, let those bad things happen. Those bad things happen from just bad Americans, which at least in that case, I can say, well, they was an American citizen. They were here already. They just did something stupid. Versus, we could have prevented this by not allowing that person to come over here. And so maybe that's too deep for Nancy to understand. Maybe they can't dig what I'm laying down, but I'm going to lay it down anyway, man. Anyway, God bless you. You've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. All right, find me every Wednesday night, 7:30, live on YouTube and my live radio blog talk show. Links in the bottom for the radio blog talk show. Also, don't forget to find me on Facebook, Twitter. Make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. Check out Extreme Tees. All right. Promotional code is my name. And if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's a link in the bottom. Do that as well. God bless. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.